All right, everybody, welcome back to another exciting episode of the Just Noise podcast. Again, I am joined with my partner in crime, Logan Purdue. As always, Logan, my man, how we doing tonight?
Doing pretty good. It's been a last couple days not been feeling the greatest, so
Yeah, it
doing
sounds like
good
you've been a
now
little
though.
sick, huh?
Yeah, doing pretty good now though, so we're all
Yeah,
right.
hell yeah. It's been a little less hot this last week. It's been a scorcher here in Iowa. It's been awful. So grateful for that. I hope that in the coming weeks it stays nice and cool. So
Hoping
that'll
so.
be our nice little segue here. We've got our friend here, Venn from Nyhilist. He is running the Backwoods Fest that we are so grateful to be a part of and get to interview some of the bands. So, Venn, how you doing tonight, man?
Good. How are you doing?
Fucking great, dude. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, I'm happy to be here. I appreciate this. This is cool.
Yeah, man. So, if you want to start off, we always like to explore people's musical background a little bit. So, if you want to tell us about how it all started for you, man, and how you got to where you're at now.
Well, I started making music with my friend. Probably it was the Christmas of 2014. I got a little BC Rich Warlock body guitar, and um, oddly enough, one of my buddies also got like a karaoke machine, and we made a drum set out of like a Slipknot lunchbox and some PA speakers and stuff like that, and we just started jamming around and seeing what kind of weird sounds we can make, and um, you know, you end up getting other friends that are interested in doing it. At one point, we had like two drummers, two bass players, like four guitar players, four singers, and then, we didn't plan on doing any shows or anything like that. We were just a bunch of kids goofing off in the garage and in my buddy's bedroom or just wherever we could make a little bit of noise. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then we eventually found the drummer that I've been pretty much in all my projects with, Taylor. And when he showed up with a real drum set, we were like, uh-oh. We were like,
This guy's
oh,
legit.
yep, this guy's about it.
This is
He's
for
got a
real.
real drum. So yeah, we ended up playing our first show, I think, in 2015, 2016. We just because we didn't know that it was like as easy as just like reaching out to a promoter or whatever, and if they happen to have a slot or things like that. So we just thought it was like a pipe dream. So we were like, hey, we see that you guys have or you guys are, you guys have Flaw coming to vaudeville at the time, and we really wanted to hop on that show. And they're like, yeah, sure. And we're like, oh, okay. We had no songs written or anything like that, so we had what we called what we called Project 35, which meant we had 35 days to come up with a set list, and none of us knew what we were
Shit.
doing. We had fun, and fast forward over a decade, and some of us are still here doing the thing.
Hell yeah, dude. I didn't realize that you guys have been doing it for that long. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we were under the name Catastrophe's Tomb for quite a while, and then
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that you were a part of that.
yeah, I put on a little bit of weight and got older, but lost most of my hair, so I don't look like the same guy, but I'm
As
the
one
same.
does.
uh,
Yeah, no, I didn't realize that. I knew Brian and I knew Joe back then, so that's crazy. I guess I just didn't know you. So,
right, right, yeah, and then we had Joe with us in Nihilist for a little while, and Taylor, the drummer, who
hmm
was the drummer from Catastrophe's Tomb, is still over, and yeah, oddly enough, a couple of our songs, Nihilist songs that are on our album, um, were written for Catastrophe Tomb towards the end of that whole thing. So a little bit of history is in that
Very
album.
cool.
Probably
Pretty cool.
about 8 years or so of worth of music is on that album.
I'm glad you guys finally got it out, man. I'm sure that's quite the accomplishment. I mean,
Yeah,
I know how
it
it feels
was
to have stuff that's just been sitting in the vault forever and you're waiting to get it out. So,
well, some people seem to have an experience of like you go to a studio and you record some songs and then you release them and that's just it. Well, I know it's not just me. There's a lot of people that have had similar experience as where like trying to get a bunch of like-minded people to write some songs, and then it takes years, and then you finally have something you're proud of, and you get to recording it, and that whole thing's stressful. You change up the songs, and some people like it, and some people don't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a whole process, but I couldn't be happier with the fact that it came out, and also that, you know, what we ended up with.
Yeah, excited to see you guys at Backwoods Fest. Really excited for the current lineup that you guys have.
Yeah, I am very excited. We think that this will be hopefully the best version of Nyhilist that could possibly roll out here. We have some really cool guys that have been working their butts off to get ready for all of this, and I am just very excited for everyone to be a part of it. And Backwoods Fest is going to be probably the best weekend that, at least in recent memory, for a lot of people that are going to be out there. I can feel it.
Hell yeah. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys out there
I guess
too.
we could kind of say, yeah, it's gonna be a blast. Fingers crossed that that it stays cool.
I know.
That's cool.
But
Yeah.
it'll be fun no matter what.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. If it, we've discussed if it gets too hot or like way too hot, or if it gets rained out, we do have an indoor venue on the same premise, like on the same property. It's a huge venue, usually like indoors, made for weddings and stuff. So there's a chance we'll take it in there if it gets too bad. But we're hoping to keep the brand, you know, on brand for, you know, Backwoods Fest, being out in the woods. Regardless, there'll still be camping and stuff like that. So there'll still be some of those elements, but we're planning next year to push it back to like early September, so it's not, you know, quite this brutal.
Right.
But our community's tough,
yeah.
and
I guess
we will prosper.
What?
I said I think our community's pretty tough, and we will prosper.
Sorry. Oh yeah, 100%. Sorry, you were cutting out there on me.
You're all right. I'm sure that's on my end.
like I guess if you wanted to, we could go into Backwoods Fest now. How did you become to be a part of that, and like kind of get all that going, I guess, and then going into where we're at on it now, I guess.
So the first Backwoods Fest that I had ever attended was called Backwoods Fest 8. They numbered them rather than had them by the years, which did get kind of confusing if you don't know your math. So pretty much, we had a guy who had a lot of friends in the community, and he went by his name was Aaron, and he used to throw Backwoods Fest at I think it's a county park, but it could be a state park called Hickory Hills. That was between Osceola and Indianola, which was quite a ways south from here in Des Moines. And the first one I attended was the 8th one, and that was probably back in 2014 or so. I'm not even sure if we had played our first show yet. And I just remember my parents being like, I don't know about this, but they dropped us off anyways. Because my cousin Timmy he had played a few of them, and I'm pretty sure he was playing that year in a band called Absolute Power.
Okay, cool.
So we all showed up there, and it ended up just being the best weekend of our lives. Like, it was kind of what got us into making music as like something we were serious about, because we got to actually hang out with a lot of the people who were in the scene making music and, you know, doing the thing. And it really opened our eyes to, like, you know, when you're a kid, at least for us, we would listen to music and just think that, like, it's just some amazing thing that's like unachievable. Like, it's like you kind of have to like luck into it or whatever. But, you know, you grow up and you realize that, you know, which I love the name of your guys' podcast, because, you know, some people will call it just noise, but I mean, that's all you really have to do is you just go up there and you make some noise with your friends, and, you know, hopefully it becomes some sort of cognitive, you know, collective of good noises that people can enjoy. But hey, if it's not, you had fun. Anyways, that was back in 2014. We had just saw like we were just attending Backwoods Fest, and we're like, hey, we have a little project we're working on right now. We really want to play next year. Next year, Hickory Hills was booked, and we couldn't play there, and so we thought that we weren't going to be able to play it at all. So Backwoods Fest 9, I reached out, and my aunt she had a like little bit of property, like a farm property kind of out in Carlisle, and she gave us permission to throw it back on her property, but she had no stage or anything that we could use. So
Okay.
we called upon the community, and a bunch of people showed up with like lumber and tools and all of that stuff, and we spent the whole day before building this stage and running power out to it, and
Cool.
so it just became very
That's cool.
apparent that this was a community-driven sort of ordeal. Well, Backwoods Fest, I think it was 11 or 12. Something happened. I can't remember who it was or what it was, but someone started blaring the PA a little too loud back when we had it still at Hickory Hills, and that's just what I heard. And then we got told that we weren't allowed to do it there anymore, and so for quite a few years we had no Backwoods Fest, and I kind of noticed that the scene was they didn't have that function where everyone kind of got to like hang out with each other, because at most shows, and I'm sure you guys know this, being musicians yourselves, you show up and you get your stuff in the door, and I mean you have your merch table set up, and most people are doing their prep, like setting up their putting their cymbals on stands, and getting their guitars tuned and all of that stuff, and then it's time to do sound check, and you play your set, and you got to unload and take it all off the stage, and then you got to pack it all up, and I mean there's just really no time to hang out with one another. So I'd noticed would be people who had played shows with each other, multiple shows, and still didn't know who they were. Like, for example, I remember the last time we were talking about this, Logan, we had played a couple of shows together, and you're like, I don't know if I've ever caught you guys. Like, that's just kind of like the point, I think, for me, for Backwoods Fest, and why it's so important, is because like you could be on the same show in the same building with other musicians that could be really good friends. That's kind of the reason why I started making music in the first place, was to have fun and be a part of the community and stuff like that. And just didn't seem like a lot of people know each other anymore. And so I had the idea of bringing it back, and my buddy Joe, for the last couple of years, had helped me kind of bring that to life. And he pulled a lot of the weight the first 2 years, because I had ideas and he had ideas, and they were different ideas. And he said, he's like, Vinny, do you trust me? And I was like, I trust you with my life, man. And he's like, just be down. Like, I'll let you know when I need help. And so then he had kind of pulled the weight for the last 2 years. Well, this year he had a lot of, endeavors going on all at once. And he was just like, I don't think I can do it this year. And I was like, you know what? You just be down this time. I got it. And so we had a bunch of bands already locked in for August
Goals
8th and 9th.
change.
Otherwise, we might. Yeah, so there's some changes, because when he pulled out, I would have either had to come up with over $1,000 real fast to keep our where we were at booked for the same days and all of that, or find another place that had an opening for those same days, because we had already had all the bands locked in and everything like that. And you know how that is, trying to get 20 bands to be like, hey, we changed the date, who can play and who can't. Like that just becomes a whole fiasco in itself. So we switched venues, and like I said, if we would have had the time to, we would have probably switched days, because I think the only reason why we were even in August was because those were the dates available that Breyer had for us. But yeah, so we moved it to the Talk Shop Lounge, which is a beautiful venue. I think it has a lot of potential. Probably the coolest place that we've thrown a Backwoods Fest. It's the same place that they throw Hinterland, which is an honor to be at a venue like that of that magnitude. And the owners, Renata and I want to say Jason, but I hope I don't get the names wrong. They have been wonderful to us, and opening up their property and allowing us to do this. That way we can continue with, what we feel so strongly about.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, dude.
That's really cool.
Yeah. I'm glad that you were able to come in so clutch and, get that, not just the date change slightly and then also get the new venue. That's insane. It's a lot to handle by yourself. I'm glad that you have help. I mean, Justin Rizzy Wrong's helping you out this year as well. So shout out Justin.
Yeah,
I know he can't be here tonight, but he's here in spirit.
Oh yeah, and he's been a lot more help than he gives himself credit for. I think a lot of people have been a great help. I think that's the reason why I'm able to get things done. First of all, it's just that mindset of it's not really a choice. This has to happen. And then other than that, it's just leaning on other people. If there's something that I need, done, and I know that I can't do it myself, I know that this community is very well connected and is as much as there might be some politics or whatever in the music scene sometimes. I know that we're all a family, and if I need something, then we just kind of lean on each other and we get stuff done. Found a lot of sponsors, through a lot of the people that we made a Backwoods Fest chat, and there's a lot of the musicians that are going to be playing, and I've kind of leaned on them a little bit and leaned on Justin, and we found quite a few vendors and sponsors that were, wanting to be a part of this as well. Is just an amazing thing in itself. But I think that goes to show the point of Backwoods Fest is, bringing the community together, and even just putting the festival itself together brings us all together, which is just kind of a beautiful thing.
Absolutely, dude. High tides rise all boats. So we're here for it, man. I'm glad to hear it.
Very excited. I'm very excited.
So yeah, we are too. Logan's got the tent. We're gonna get the cooler all stocked up. Got some new mics. Got some stickers. Whoop whoop. Extra excited to be there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Anybody out there that's part of Backwoods Fest, we're gonna keep moving forward talking about it, but we're gonna be there day 2. Any bands that want to be interviewed, doesn't have to be the whole band. If there's just a couple of you there, we want to knock them out as early as possible. So this next week, we're going to be reaching out to bands, and we're going to try to get some scheduling done. So if that interests you, awesome. If not, don't worry about it. It's no big deal, but we'd love to talk to you. So
I would suggest that they do it, because you guys are awesome people to talk to, and I really support what you guys have going on. I think the community needs it, and I think that what you guys do is very much out of passion, and I appreciate it, and I love seeing it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, man. It's definitely a passion project for both of us. I mean, we love talking music. That's what we and him do all day long. I'm fucking sitting there at work talking to old people yelling at me about fraud, and we're like, look at this vinyl, or look at this pre-order, and we're just fucking nerds, so we have a great time, and we love talking to everybody. So,
that's
any you want to run through some bands that are going to be part of Backwoods Fest?
Absolutely. So,
not to put you on the spot. Sorry.
No, you're totally fine. I am just very, very excited to see all of the bands, because a lot of the bands I've seen before or hung out with before, or they've been a part of Backwoods Fest in some way. But I really, really want to, I've given some spotlights to some of the bands, and there's a few of them I have yet to be able to give a spotlight to. Because there's bands like Box Truck that...
Now's the time, yeah.
Yeah, there's bands like Box Truck that actually just released an EP, I believe it was. And I've listened to that thing like a bunch of times, and and they actually, their jam spot is actually just down the hall from us, so I get to listen to them all the time, and they're just a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun to listen to, and
Who's
um,
who's in that band?
I know.
Still there?
Paging Big Glizz. Bueller.
Bueller.
Big Glizz returns! Electric
Hey,
Boogaloo!
that one was totally my bad.
No, you're good.
I was pressing some buttons to try to get to see if I had the information of the members of the band, and I accidentally exited out of the whole thing.
You're good, you're good.
But no, I actually don't know a lot of people's names. I'm not great with names. You know, there's some bands like, for example, Parabola. I know most of their names, and that's just because I live right across the street from where they practice. And you know, like Zach Jurgens is my coworker. I actually just hung out with him all day at work today. So, you know, there's a few of them I know all of the names and stuff like that, but there's quite a few of them I'm just very fond of, but haven't gotten to know on a super personal level yet. So I'm excited to do so this year at Backwoods Fest. So
yeah, we're excited for a lot of those bands. To be honest, it's a great lineup.
it's an insane lineup.
Looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun time.
I could honestly, I couldn't believe that we ended up landing such a lineup like that. You know, you sometimes you just get like a wish list of bands, and you think, well, we'll probably get about half of these people on, and I mean, we got a lot more than half. I'll say that.
So talk about some of the vendors that you guys have set up. I know that you guys got some food vendors and you've got some additional stuff. Like I mentioned, Justin earlier, he's going to be making some Rizzy Glizzies, I'm assuming, so that'll be cool.
Yeah, I've actually contemplated making, because he had told me, he's like, you should make your own, you know, glizzy, because, you know, I have a alter alias Big Glizz, and that actually is a funny story too. I can get into here in a little bit, but I told him, I was like, I'll think about it. So I've been working on some flavor pairings, and we'll see what happens with that. But as far as the food and drink vendors go, we have Give You a Belly Barbecue, who is Jason. He's one of the few vendors I see who shows up to like all of the metal shows and like the punk shows and the rap show. Like, he's just always in the music scene. He's always making up some amazing food. He's always in the back of Lefties is where I usually catch him, but it's nice. This will be his third year out here doing Backwoods Fest, so all 3 of the years that we've thrown it, he has been a part of it, and he's the only one who's actually slinging food out there. So he doesn't have much of a saturated market. I know that the Talk Shop Lounge, that is they're the business that is on that property, and they own that property. They have a bar and grill there that has some pretty awesome food and drinks and stuff like that as well. So that is also available to everybody, obviously. And then we have Mix is going to be out there doing fresh pressed juices and smoothies. So that'll be pretty cool. I know when everyone's all hot from throwing down in the pit, then, you know, they'll happily go over there and get themselves some juice or a smoothie or something like that. All of us in the Backwoods Fest chat have already been talking about how disrespectfully we're gonna be down in those smoothies. So we're pretty excited about that. And other than that, we have some pretty cool. Like art vendors and like Roadkill, Odds and Oddities. This will be their second year, I want to say, out there. They have like taxidermy stuff. I saw that he just sold a human skull from like the 1800s that was dug up from some church. So they have some pretty cool stuff.
That's how you get weird shit in the house.
Yeah, I know a lot of people out there are going to be into some weird stuff, so just some cool
Right, right.
conversation pieces, things like that.
100%.
So I'm excited to see what he's got this year. Um, yeah, maybe I'll be walking away with something. We'll see. We have we have some artists that are going to be out there. I know we have Candy Brat who's going to be doing the like candy bracelets and like all sorts of jewelry, like handmade jewelry and stuff like that. So that'll be pretty cool as well. We have Milkmaid Crafts, which is actually my wife and my neighbor's business. They do like candles and crocheted stuff and all that. And
Cool.
yes, I did help. And yes, I did help with that name. I
Big
thought
shout
that
out. Yeah.
was and then as well as my wife and I have partnered with our neighbors to we started a company called S for S Thrifting, and it's mostly online thrift store, but we're gonna have a booth out there and just put some cool random trinkets and things for people to dig through and maybe find a little precious shiny for themselves to take home.
Very cool.
So
Yeah.
and then obviously we have some people who wanted to sponsor this who didn't really bring anything out to have out there. We have Rock Rage Radio that has helped a little bit with promotion, and we had Warner Elite Automotive was one of our first sponsors that actually, he I reached out to him, and within 5 minutes, I think it was, he had responded and confirmed and everything. So he was very quick to the gun to hop on that. So very cool of them. Yeah, I just think
Really cool.
I think that's another big thing that gave me a lot of confidence in this year being special was the attitude that a lot of people engaged this in. That first initial, like, I just told them about my idea and people were like, this is it. I'm sold. And I think that just goes to show that
dude.
what we're trying to accomplish here isn't so out there.
No, not at all.
Oh, and I also would like to give a
It's definitely cool to see it like all be pulled together.
Absolutely, yeah, and that everyone has in one way or another left their mark on this, and I think that's because it's not what it comes down to is this is truly a festival that's thrown on by the music community that is curated specifically for the music community and the people who enjoy it. And I would like to give a huge shout out to Gus Sound and Lighting. Will Gus has actually been a huge help with all of this. He's going to be our sound engineer, as well as he did help find the spot and help us secure it and all of that too. So he's been a big part in this and played a pivotal role in us having what we have.
Love to see everyone coming together for this, man. It sounds like, you're very passionate of it, and it sounds like everybody, all the newer bands too. It's really cool for me being an older guy, at least in a sense, seeing all these newer bands come together and have them all in one local festival. There's a lot of bands that I still have not had the opportunity to see that I'm very excited to see. I haven't seen your band in a number of years, and like I said, you guys have an awesome new lineup, so I'm really excited to see that. And shout out Habeas Corpus. Am I saying it right?
I believe you are. Yeah, and they're one of my favorites out right now. I've seen them maybe 3 times. They're incredible.
Yep, really excited to see them. I mean, there's so many good bands throughout the day, but yeah, I've not seen them live. I've just seen some live footage online and the feature that they did with Exiled, and also Exiled's going to be cool too. So.
Oh yeah, Exiled's always awesome.
Okay, well, boys, we're getting to about our closing time here. Vin, Big Glizz, you got any closing thoughts for us? We love listening to you this whole time, man. You've been very informative and on the ball.
I appreciate that. This actually is my first podcast. I know we got kind of a swing at it last week for a little bit before our technical issues, but This has been very fun, and I appreciate you guys doing this. All I would like to say is my birthday's coming up, and if anyone can do anything for me for my birthday, and that would be, share our posts, invite as many people as you can, and show up and just be a part of this, because this is going to be something super special, and it means a lot to a lot of us.
Are you doing a show, or are you just like getting together for your birthday?
Oh, this Backwoods Fest is going to be birthday enough. I mean, I had a little camping trip
Okay,
last
well,
week. That's what I meant, invite people to Backwoods Fest and all of that stuff too. We had a little camping trip last weekend. My wife planned like a surprise party for me, and she knows I like camping. So, other than that, I'm just prepping for Backwoods Fest. And if anyone wants to, do anything to help out with, sharing and inviting people and showing out and showing up, I would be thrilled, because this is going to be incredible.
we are beyond excited, and happy early birthday. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
going to be
appreciate it.
exciting, dude. Logan, you got anything else for us?
Not a lot. I'm just excited for it. It's been fun listening to him talk about it and just learning more about it. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good day.
Well, I appreciate
This is
that.
going to be our first. Go ahead. Sorry, you keep going. Sorry.
I'm sorry, I've just been rambling, but no,
No.
this will be the
You're
first
good.
time this will be the first time we've actually ran it for 2 days. So this will be an experience for all of us, a new experience for all of us.
Everybody's got to stay hydrated and just rock on, man. It's going to be a great time.
Right?
Oh yeah, definitely bring some water, cooler. Even if you're not staying, I would bring some things, to keep yourself in good shape. Bring something to sit on, things like that.
Neck fans, anything, man.
Right.
Oh yeah, anything helps.
Well, we are coming to our time, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you for joining us, Just Noise. So by the time this episode comes out, Backwoods Fest will be the following weekend. So if you want to join us, come see us in person, come see all the awesome bands, check out the oddities, get some great food. We'd love to see you guys. Like I said, we'll have our own tent up. We will be interviewing bands. Bands hit us up so we can get some schedules going. We got some nice goofy questions for you. We want to promote you the best we can. That's about all I got for this week, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you again so much for joining us. Have a great Monday night. It's been Just Noise. Peace.